Hi, Sagittarius. Sagittarius in the house. I'm so happy to be talking with you right now, Sagittarius. I'm your cosmic auntie, the interstellar storyteller, and this is going to be your monthly April tarot reading. Okay, so it's for Sagittarius energy, Sagittarius suns, moons, risings, wherever Sagittarius falls into your chart, however you're vibing with your fire energy, or maybe this has just come across in your world just in some form or another. And if that's so, please feel free to stay if you'd like. I'm so happy to have you. Yeah, I really enjoy doing these. Oh, here we go. But before I jump into the cards, I want to encourage you to tune into your own intuition, okay? You know yourself best. Tarot is never supposed to tell you something you don't already know. So when a message resonates, you'll just know. And if it doesn't, that's okay, all right? You are the expert of you. Never give your power away. I hope that these readings are like a tasting plate of energy. Take what you want, leave the rest, okay? Tarot's like a capture, a snapshot of energy, and it lays it out into a map. And my job as the reader is to speak to the energetic themes presented in the map, and I encourage you to choose the route that suits you best based on what resonates and what doesn't, okay? All right, let's see what's coming. Oh, and before I flip these over, the visual that I received when I was tuning the cards to your energy, Sagittarius, was you and your bow and arrow, and it was the action of the arrow being released, and it went in this kind of formation, and then it hit a bullseye, like a classic red and white bullseye. But at that point it turned into kind of like a cartoon, like it was very cartoonish, red and white bullseye, a very cartoonish arrow, and it was smack dab right in that bullseye. So that was really cool energy. I think that really honestly speaks for itself. Let's see what's kind of coming out with these cards. Okay, we've got the 7 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 9 of Wands. Dang. Look at that, earth and fire. I heard eye on the prize, which is perfect for that bullseye. There's been a significant amount of effort and a significant amount of effort put towards something that's at the finish line. I saw like joggers running through the finish line, and like breaking through the thing, the finish line, with the 9 of Wands, right? So this is essentially a completion. When it gets to the 10, that reduces to a 1 because there's an invitation to discard what no longer serves and to reignite that passion and move towards that inner flame. So with the 9, it's reaching that point. There's a certain, like, I heard running on fumes, because it can be kind of a tiring energy. There's a sustained effort. Like, that is what this card means. It also is like holding boundaries and a lot of I heard resistance. So like, and it's not necessarily resistance, I don't know, like, how do I describe this? It is in connection with protection. So there's a notion of like resisting, like boundaries being crossed or something, okay? So like perhaps you're really at the threshold of your boundaries and needing to protect your peace, and there's a lot that has gone into this. There's a lot of growth, there's a lot of learning, and it's at that point where you are, needing to stand strong in that, in your space, in your truth. This could also be a project coming to fruition, right? With all this earth energy, I sense this very much in whatever it is you're interfacing with and growing on earth, like in the physical reality. Because with the 7 of Pentacles, the 10 of Pentacles, and the 8 of Pentacles, there's something you've been really working on, Sagittarius, if you resonate with this snapshot. What I'm seeing with this energy is there's a reflection of a great amount of practice, studying, effort, consistency, like literally, and then like observation. So I don't know, Sag, there's something you've been actively working on and building in the world, and also within your body too. So this could be things that you are creating in the world, as well as how you feel in your body, and the connection between those two things, which is very important, because what is being fervently worked on, fervently, is that a word? I don't know, but like worked on right now, the amount of energy I'm sensing, Sag, when it comes to this goal, this bullseye, like is like security, comfort, working hard at providing for you and others in ways that feel so abundant. Okay, like there's so much effort being done right now to I heard fill the coffers. I've like literally just been binge watched Bridgerton, so I feel like coffers is something that they would say. But like fill the coffers, so like there's very like squirrel-like energy happening. Like really harvesting, or maybe even going back to those places where you have harvested things and unharvesting them, observing, right? 7 of Pentacles is observing what has grown and what has not, and making ultimate decisions to move forward based on those observations. It's very like, okay, like let's say you wanted to plant some basil or whatever, and you thought you put it there in that little herb garden, but in actuality that's where sage was, and you don't necessarily remember that, but you're like, oh, it's that action of being like, oh, I thought that I put that there and that there, but I guess not. And so then catching up and with reality at that point, and then making decisions moving forward, which is the 8 of Pentacles, which is a progression, and seeing what you need to work on, what you need to hone, what you need to learn, what you need to keep practicing and skill building. Okay, there's a certain mastery here, and it has real benefits in regards to nurturing yourself as well as others. Like the 10 of Pentacles is abundance overflow, right? And it's this notion of generational health and wealth, and collective health and wealth. So there's something that you care deeply for, and that you are working on, that you're willing to go to bat for, you're willing to go to battle for, that you are diligently observing and skill building in the desire of building a really strong, secure foundation, and like growing something that nourishes you as well as others. It was something I was talking about on a phone call with a dear friend today, about Jupiter and Neptune in conjunction in Pisces, which is interesting, right? Because you share Jupiter as a ruling planet. So this time is probably very powerful for you right now. But yeah, we were talking about working with that energy, that expansion, that Neptunian like dissolve in mystery, with grounding ourselves in our bodies and coming back to earth and earthly pleasures, sensuality, and thinking about what it looks like to create the life of our dreams, what it feels like to create the life of our dreams, with the notion of, will it nourish me as well as others? Okay? And there's a lot of cosmic energy backing that very thing, especially when it comes to our authenticity, our truth, who we truly are, what our true nature, our gifts are. And like, there's no bounds to that, Sagittarius, okay? I really feel like you're acting on those things, you're recognizing those things in you. I'm gonna see if there's any other cards with this. But whatever it is that you're building, there's a lot of effort, there's a lot of action, there's a lot of force, okay? And good job with observing and keeping a keen eye and fine-tuning your skill, fine-tuning your aim, your, you know, everything, because bullseye, Sagittarius. What else is coming up for Sagittarius in April? Sagittarius. Strength card. I love this card. Just like literally ripping that dragon's mouth open. Like, think again. Okay, so back to this very fierce kind of protective resistance energy. Like, there's a certain kind of like wanting to shelter, protect, I don't know, those who you care for. I'm not sure. That there's so many ways that could feel, and so fill in your details if that resonates with you. And building something, I just heard changing your stars. So, and building something that, again, going back to that generational health and wealth, is going to generate abundance for you as well as others. And it's worth fighting for. And the strength card, I think, really, really validates that. And there's also a very challenging notion to this, where remembering the course is super important, Sagittarius, because it seems like this has been a long and arduous process, and one that you've learned quite a bit. There's a sense of mastery, and there's earthly results to the action you've taken. And I think that there's a real notion of wanting to protect that too, which is fair, and to protect it and share it. And wherever you find yourself with that, find your own alchemy with that, because yeah, I feel like that was important to say. But with this strength card here, the strength doesn't come out without the notion of challenge, right? And remembering the wellspring of strength that we have within us, and the ability to come up against these challenges and rip their mouths open. Okay, Sagittarius, remember who you are. Fire. Protecting the nest of eggs here that you've worked so hard, and you can do this with grace, and you can do this with fierceness, just like who you are, Sagittarius. Okay, your charisma, your wit. Okay, these are all things that I sense are being expressed in regards to this. Anyway, it's really interesting reading. But with that bullseye, like, take with that, take that with that what you will, okay? Because it feels really accomplished. It feels very skilled. And in order to really hone a craft, there's a lot of dedication that is put towards honing that craft. And it feels very like wanting to hone that craft for you as well as others. Because so when you can shoot an arrow, you can protect your family, you can protect your community, you can protect your resources, right? So there's a certain kind of like revival of your warrior nature, like where I don't know if some of you have forgotten how warrior protector, like I just saw a visual of like the Xena warrior princess kind of like energy, and then so maybe some of you are reminded of that part of you, and maybe others are just right there in that, know that it's time to tap into that and put that into action, because yeah, because what you've created is worth protecting. And bullseye, baby. I hope this was helpful. I will catch you next month.